told their employees that they can no longer sit on their ass and Zoom to work. So instead they have to get in their car and Zoom their ass to work. Which means Zoom has basically given up on Zoom. Zoom telling their employees they can't work from home is like the dollar store saying they don't accept dollars. The military recently hired 2 rappers as vocalists in the Army's band. Did we all know the Army had a band?
Yes.
I did.
Why?
Wasn't Steve in it?
One of the rappers describes himself as a Christian rapper. Christian rapper, which sounds like the plastic wrap that Catholics use to cover those wafers. You know, the body of Christ. The company of tagline could be, "Don't let Jesus get stale, use Christian rapper." Christian rapper, which also sounds like a Jehovah's Witness. You know, because they rap on people's doors and crick it down. Christian rapper, which also sounds like a condom that Catholics are definitely not using. Speaking of not using a condom, when my son was born, my wife and I weren't sure if we were going to have him circumcised. And then we didn't even realize if circumcision has a medical purpose. We looked into it, and all we could find is that for uncircumcised men, they need to wash more soap and water. That's it. So basically we don't trust men to wash under their foreskin, so we just snip it off right away. But I wanted to ask my friend what he thought because he works in healthcare. And he told me he would have his son circumcised. Not for medical reasons, but because he thinks it is more appealing. More appealing? Really? Can we all agree it looks like an alien, even if you remove the hood? It's a threatening one-eyed monster, not an appealing banana. Well, let's say for the sake of the argument that it is better looking circumcised. Good. I don't want my son to be like every other man out there who spams people with pictures of their junk. I want him to hesitate a little bit before releasing that image. For the record, women don't care. I promise they don't. They're far more worried about your job, your height, and how you treat your mom. The mom is tricky. You have to be nice to your mom, but not too nice. The only thing worse than someone who is mean to their mom is their mom was mean. I don't know what it is with men over 70, but all of a sudden they become nudists in the locker room. They're always parading around. One day I went into a locker room and there was a man shaving in front of the mirror, butt naked. And he was just having a nice conversation with another man who was also shaving, butt naked. And there was a man in the corner weighing himself, butt naked. Why do they do this? I know it's a locker room, but there was an acceptable amount of time to be naked, and they were several minutes over. Also, this was 7 a.m., and the gym just opened. So why were they shaving at all? Is that part of their workout routine? They shave, and then they go work out? Or did they come to the gym specifically to shave naked and then leave? And what's with this other guy weighing himself naked? Was he getting ready for a championship fight at 79? Even for professional fighters, it makes no sense to remove their underwear before fights. Like, what is underwear, an ounce? I saw a guy who was 10 pounds overweight, and he was like, put up the towels, I want to take off my underwear. Why? What is he thinking? Like, oh, I'm 10 pounds overweight, I might as well just remove my underwear. I have a bad dog in my neighborhood. It's always running around biting people, like this other neighbor of mine. So I told him he should report it. But he said, I don't know if I can report it, man. I'm a vegetarian. What if they put the dog down? And I was like, you don't have to eat the dog. That's not how that works. My dad was having problems with a dog in his neighborhood. It kept pooping in his front yard. And he knows who his neighbor is that's letting him do this. But he's too passive aggressive, so he just puts up a sign that says, please pick up after your dog. But it doesn't work. He gets a little more creative and puts up a sign that says, recently treated with chemicals. But it still doesn't work. Dog still keeps pooping. So finally I go over to their house and I'm like, what's the deal? deal? Why do you keep letting your dog poop in my dad's yard? And they're like, I'll stop letting my dog poop in your dad's yard if he stops pooping in our yard. And that's how we found out my dad is a werewolf. Life is really hard. Too hard. I mean, I think we live in one of the hardest times right now. But I know a way to make things less hard. That is to make Viagra illegal. If things aren't springing up like they used to, just take the hint. It's nature's way of saying, that's enough. I don't even understand these commercials for Viagra. The women are always so happy and all over their partners. In real life, Gladys has been praying for Roger to get a flat tire for decades. When she said she wanted to retire and see the Eiffel Tower, she was saying that she wanted to stop having sex after 50 years and go to France. Not that she wanted Roger to build a tower in his pants.